Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my books for the winter. Why did I double check that? No idea. Anyway, I thought this video would be apt to I normally take my blankets out of the video because I'm trying to look nice, but I thought it'd be very apt for winter because we're going to be wrapped up in blankets. Got my hoodies, got my jeggings, got my warm stuff. Look, we've literally got overrunning of blankets in this house ready for the winter. So, for me, just to let you know, the winter months are December, January and February. So there are 3 books on this list that are for December that you will see also on my December TBR. There are books that are not just sort of Christmas ones, because I thought, you know, you're all going to know about the Christmas books. They're going to be ones that are going to go around. But they're books that sort of scream out winter for me, scream out either new starts, new ends. Just to give you a sneaky peek, I will be running the Past and Future Readathon this winter in January. But this time I've got some extra hosts. Because the Redirect Gem has left BookTube for the moment, I've got some hosts in part of my Book Waffle group. And we're going to do an amazing announcement at the start of December, telling you the prompts. We've even got a bingo board this time, because you know how not technical I am. But some of my lovely friends on the Book Waffle group are going to do that. So that's a bit of a sneaky peek. So some of these books will actually fit that readathon. But I'm not going to tell you what, because I don't want to give you any sneaky peeks just yet. So let's stop waffling. Hint, hint, waffle. And let's show you my winter books. So the first one I thought is going to probably be read in January. And that is The Party Crasher by Sophie Kinsella. Because in January, it's New Year, so it's party. I think this year, New Year, we're going to be having a little family party here, because obviously I've got 2 young kids, so I'm going to try and see if they can stay up and see if I can actually make it to blooming New Year. But I thought this would be apt for that. It's a very pretty book. I got this from Oxfam. It only came out in hardback last year, and I think the paperback came out this year. And this is about, Sophie Kinsella's books are really good fun. They're really easy to read. Effie's still not over her parents splitting up a year ago, and with her dad and his new girlfriend posing photos everywhere with hashtag Viagra works and sex in your 60s, oh god. Now they're selling their beloved home and holding a house cooling party, but Effie hasn't been invited. Then she remembers her precious Russian dolls, safely tucked up in the chimney, and has no choice but to go back for them. She'll just creep in, grab the dolls and leave. No one will know she's there. But Effie can't find the dolls, and as she secretly clambers around the dusty attics, hides under the table, tries and fails to avoid bumping into an ex-boyfriend, she discovers unexpected truths about her family and even about herself. This looks really good fun. It's a short and sweet book, so it will definitely be read in January. It's only just looks really good. It looks like a perfect January book. So the next one is one that screams out winter, because it's Away with the Penguins. It's a Hazel Pryor book, and I know this is perfect for the winter because penguins, snow. This could be read in either December, January or February. I'm not sure what. It's got an older protagonist. Lots of people loved it when they've read it over the years. Veronica McCready lives in a mansion by the sea. She loves a nice cup of tea and a good wildlife documentary. But she's never seen without a ruby red lipstick. I've never seen without my lipstick. Although these days, Veronica's rarely seen anyone because at 85, her days are spent mostly at home alone. But then today something happens and it all changes it, and it looks really, really good and really, really wintry. So that's one I'm looking forward to. Now the next one may not sort of fit winter reads, but it is fitting like the end of the year because it's Amanda Brown's last book in this series, the Prison Doctor series. As to whether I will face it and stand up for myself and read it in December, I don't know. But I've read The Prison Doctor Women Inside and I've read The Prison Doctor. So this is the last in the series, so I think I may end the year. It may not be on my December TBR, probably won't be, so I'll either be added on the December TBR, like at the end of the month if I get a chance, or I may start the year with an end, which may not make any sense, but this is one I definitely want to get read in the next few months. I think that's the main reason for doing it now, is to make me read it in the next few months. This is about the ones that are this is set in Huntercombe prison. It's non-fiction. It's about danger, deportation and death, and yeah, so that could be interesting, but I know it's going to be hard-hitting. I know it's very emotional. Again, short but sweet book, but it's going to be one to end the series, so that's why I sort of thought it fitted. And the next one, it fits because it's about an older protagonist and a younger protagonist. So old meets young, which I thought was going to be, again, maybe a good January book. And this is 100 Years of Lenny and Margot. This was all over Booktube a few years ago. And it's about a 17-year-old protagonist and an older protagonist. At 17 years old, Lenny knows only too well that life is short. Living in hospital, she's about to discover it's not only what you do with your life that counts, but who you share it with. So I think this might be disability rep or hospital things. And then you've got Lenny joins an art class and she bumps into fellow patient Margot, a rebel-hearted 83-year-old. Their bond is instant and they soon realise that together they've lived an astonishing 100 years. To celebrate, they begin to paint their stories, growing old, staying young, giving joy, receiving kindness, and finding a friendship. This is definitely a January book. This one will definitely be read in January. Although part of me thinks, oh, I don't know. My January TBR is looking massive already. That does look really good. Now, can't do the winter without a Kristin Hannah. I love Kristin Hannah's books. I'm prepared for it killing me. I really am, because I know all her books will make me cry. This is about two sisters, so this is definitely read in either January or February. Meredith and Nina Whitson are as different as sisters can be. One stayed at home to raise her children and manage the family, Apple Orchard, and the other followed her dream and travelled to the world to become a famous photojournalist. But when their beloved father falls ill, the two estranged women will find themselves together again, standing alongside their cold, disapproving mother, Anya, who even now offers no comfort to their daughters. On his deathbed, his father extracts one last promise to the women in his life. It begins with a story that's unlike anyone else. A captivating, mysterious love story that spans 65 years and moves from the frozen, war-torn Leningrad to modern-day Alaska. Oh my god, this looks so good! Can't wait for this. Kristin Hannah, I know I'm going to cry, but I know that I wanted it, so perfect. And then a book that Charlie from Charles Heathcote bought me for my birthday, I think, last year. And it's somewhat dark, but he has hope. But Charlie had high hopes for it. So I've never read this one. I've been a bit hit and miss with Helen Dunmore. But it's a wartime fiction, very much set winter time. So that's why I've saved it for the winter. It's set in Leningrad in September 1941. Hitler orders the German forces to surround the city as part of the start of the most dangerous, desperate winter in history. For two pairs of lovers, Andrea and Andrei, Andrea's novelist father and band actress Marina, the siege becomes a battle for survival. This does look really good. I'm hoping Charlie's right and I like it, but I'm hoping I don't get too emotional about it. But it looks fantastic. It's very wintry, so it will be... See if it matches my props for my read on, I'm not sure. Then the next one was, I think, Gem from Gemma Books inspired, or was it the other Gemma? I don't know. But this is The Snow Child by, I can't say that name. Ivy. Yeah, I'm not going to say that name, so if you can read that, there you go. If you can read it, I don't know how it's going to come out on the video. This is set in Alaska in the 1920s. Jack and Mabel have staked everything on a fresh start in a remote homestead. But the wilderness is a stark place, and Mabel is haunted by a baby she lost many years before. When a little girl appears mysteriously on the land, each is filled with wonder, but also foreboding. Is she what she seems, and will they find room in their hearts for her? This one could kill me, but it's very wintry. It's been recommended. I found it in my charity shop. It's one I'm definitely going to read. Now, the next three are the ones that are definitely for December. So they are sneaky peeks for my December TBR, which wasn't too big, and I've decided to add more books to it. Bit daft, yes. So, two are Christmas, one are wintry. So, first one is a book that I'm going to shout out because obviously it's by one of my favourite authors, A Christmas Celebration by Heidi Swain. It's the last in her series, or the most recent in this series, the Winthorpe series. So obviously I've got to read all of her other books in that series before this. I read this one. So this one is definitely going to be saved for the end of the month, for sort of Christmas week. And it's about Paige, who turns up in Winthorpe Hall. She discovers the place she knew when she was growing up has changed beyond recognition. So Winthorpe Hall is something I've read about in a lot of her books. One night, when delivering library books and shopping to residents, she stumbles across an isolated cottage and meets Albert, an elderly and rather grumpy owner. She quickly realises there's more to Albert than meets the eye, and the same can be said for the other man she can't help running into, the handsome but brooding Brodie. Each of them has a secret and a desire to hide away from the world. But with Christmas on the horizon, is that really the best way to celebrate the season? I will say that I love the fact there's no... Heidi Swain writes really great elderly protagonists, which is quite prominent in the books I love. I love her celebrations. I love this series. This one has every potential. It was my treat to myself that it was like a full price book, so I know I'm going to love it. The next one isn't a Christmas book, but it's a winter book, and it's one I'm reading with the lovely Gemma from who was previously like I said, Read Book Gem. And this is The Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. My sister Charlie has lent me the Lincoln Highway, which I'll be reading either November or December. She lends me books, I don't always get them read. But this springs out like winter to me. It springs out the dark. Moscow is very wintry and very cold and icy. And this is set in the 21st of June in 1922. Count Alexander Rostov, the recipient of the Order of the St. Andrew, a member of the Jockey Club, master of the hunt, is escorted out of the Kremlin, across Red Square and through the elegant revolving doors of the Hotel Metropole. Deemed an unrepentant aristocrat by the Bolshevik tribunal, the Count has been sentenced to house arrest indefinitely, but instead of his usual suite, he must now live in the attic room, while Russia overgoes decades of a tumultuous upheaval. This was raved at a few years ago, and a lot of people liked it. It is a big of a book. It's one that's going to be chunky, but I love reading with Gem anyway, so yeah, I don't know how I'm going to go with this. I'm hoping I like it. Yeah, I hope I like it, but I'm quite scared by it. And then last but not least, another favourite author of mine, Jenny Colgan's standalone book, The Christmas Bookshop. Nearly got it for myself last year, and literally I love it. I absolutely love it, the look of it. It's Christmas, it's a bookshop, it's a great hardback. Look at that spine, it's gorgeous. It's a Christmas bookshop, and the 2 words, everything you can ever want. Carmen does not like accepting help, least of all from Sophia, her glamorous, successful, generally perfect in every way older sister. But Carmen needs a job fast, and Sophia, infuriating, happens to know where she can find one. Mr. Macready's bookshop is in trouble. The dusty books on the shelves are higgledy-piggledy. An old bell above the door hardly ever announces a new customer. But if he doesn't turn things around by Christmas, Mr. Macready will be forced to sell, and Carmen is his last hope. Privately, everyone convinced it will take a miracle to save Mr. Macready's bookshop, even Carmen, who is distracted by a rather handsome visitor, and she's less than convinced that she can do it. But she's trying to save their bookshop, so try and save a bookshop, Christmas, everything I could ever wish for. So, not a long video, which is always good, but those are the books I will definitely be reading in winter. 3 that are definite for December, and the others can be read. 3 of them have got to be read in each month, and then I've got 1 extra one that's going to be read one of the extra months. Don't quite know which way I'm going to do it, but it doesn't matter if they're not on the set TBRs, they will get read. This list forces me to, and I really am enjoying doing this list. I will be doing it seasonally from now onwards, because it's a great video to make. It's a great way of pushing me to do seasonal reading, which seems to be working for me, and pushing me to get books read. If you like this, let me know which ones you think I should read which month. I'm intrigued to know which ones you think I should be reading in February or January or February. Is there any that you think I should prioritise? Let me know down below. I love your feedback. I love hearing from you all. So close to my 1k now, and I'm so grateful for every one of you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.